Hey guys, welcome to another Homelab series video today. In today's video, we'll be showing you how to create a Q&A server that's actually called Answer because it'll answer all your problems. But it's really similar to kind of like Stack Overflow. The interface obviously looks different, but people can post questions, you can post answers, or you can even answer your own question for the sake of helping other people out. So this video is also sponsored by me, myself, and I. So enjoy my content, want to sponsor me, or send me some free swag, let me know. My email's in the description below. So let's get started, guys. Alright, so let's log into our server here. Root, I think 49 is where we're at. We've in the course of this whole Homelab series, we've created a lot of videos, so we're stepping it up, guys. Alright, so the first thing that we will do is install Docker. So we need to add the Docker repository, download docker.com, Linux, CentOS, Docker, ce.repo, and install Docker CE. And while we wait for that to install, we will update DNS here. So we'll go to our GitLab, go to GitLab project, web IDE. And as it loads, we will update the zone. So make sure you update the serial number here. And then we'll add answer in a, let's see, 49. All right, let's commit this, guys. All right, so now we're good with that. So I think it's answer.dev is where it is, but answer.dev has a GitHub repository that essentially is an open source repository to build your own Q&A platform. It is pretty nice in regards to if you just need to kind of set up a Q&A server for your company or for your own home and for your kids to ask you questions that you don't want to answer, and you just tell them, hey, go post it there, and then you'll eventually answer it. Maybe sometime sooner or later. But it's a kind of a good way to kind of start taking a look at just different ways that you can do this. So in here there is an installation somewhere, getting started maybe, yeah, installation, and we're gonna do the Docker compose route because that way I can easily show you here. So we won't actually just do this one line command. This one liner will actually kick it off. We'll download the Docker compose file, and then we will run Docker afterwards. So okay, so now that that's installed, we can enable Docker, we can start Docker, and then we will need to get the Docker compose binary from the GitHub, and then we'll need to make sure that that binary is executable. So chmod, the binary. So then what we'll do here is get this file for the Docker compose and put it in Docker compose.yaml. So now we can look at this. So I can kind of show you how it is. It's really honestly simple. There's a data volume that will be mounted so that essentially your questions and answers can be stored in there. And then you just essentially have the image. The Docker container runs on 80, but we're going to forward to 9080 on default. You can obviously switch this. So if you hit 9080, it'll hit 80 on the container. And pretty simple, not too much to it. So what we'll do is do a Docker compose up, and we'll detach. So it will pull out the image here. So not too much. It's a pretty small container. You can see that it's gonna, if I hit 9080, it'll hit 80 on container. So what I can do here now is go to http answer.dragon.local and then :9080 in the browser. And you gotta type it in right. DNS is very finicky. And then it'll bring you a prompt to pretty much go through kind of the install. So we'll select English. The database engine, essentially, so if you do have a database, or you have a database in a container in your Docker compose that you want to do, you can select your MySQL or Postgres depending on what it is. But if you're kind of just doing a standalone like I'm doing, you can just do SQLite, which would just be a database that's in a file. So you don't need like a full-on database in the backend. So this is what we're going to do. But if you do decide you want to do a database separate from this, you can either choose MySQL or Postgres. So we'll create that, hit next. We'll name, the site name is Dragon's Answers. answer.dragon here, contact. We're gonna just do dragon at dragon.local. You can also make it so it's required so that you need a login to be able to view anything. In this case, it's my Homelab. I don't really care. And then we're gonna name dragon. We'll store a password and dragon at dragon.local. And we'll hit next. Apparently you can't use capital for the name, which is weird. It's okay though. And then we are good. So now, oh, the apostrophe didn't work, guys. So apparently it's not fully, fleshed out. Obviously the apostrophes doesn't make a difference, but it's okay. Don't use apostrophes. But here you can see it's kind of like, a little bit like Stack Overflow. It's a little bit different of an interface, but you can sign up, log in. We'll log in with our admin account here that we just created. And now you can see that you can add a question, there's tags, there's users, there's other things. So let's say, for example, we want to add a question. Question number 1. Who am I? And you can see it actually kind of like shows it's in kind of markdown, so you can do that. You will need to add a tag. At least one tag is required. So we'll create a new tag. We'll name it question. It's a question tag. And you can also answer the question, I am awesome. Or you can not answer your question and post it and see what it happens. But you can see here now, if we go back to like the home page, you will get the question in here. You got votes, answers, views. So I mean, it's essentially kind of really similar to like Stack Overflow or any probably Q&A site. You can click on the question. You can see you can thumbs up, thumbs down. I can't thumbs up my own thing, but you can add another answer, and so on and so forth. And yeah, just pretty simple Q&A. This might be very helpful for if you need to kind of create a frequently asked questions place for your users. And you can use this. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.